All right, once again, it's on. It is the Rewind Podcast. Got the commission back in the building. Kelz, what's good?
SOS, good day in Colorado. It's 70 today, and it's already dark.
Facts. Big Hunt, what's up?
What's going on, man? Good to be back on another Dr. Dre episode. Yeah.
For sure. And we can't do a Dr. Dre album without his biggest fan, Maine. Big bro, what's up?
What's going on? What's going on? Everything good? West Coast, Vegas, baby. What's up?
You got on a Dodgers hat?
Ooh, Dodgers.
You sold out.
This guy, man.
Hey,
so
how about West Coast with Snoop and Dre without no Dodgers on? Come on, man. Let's go, man. I'm ready for this.
Okay. So the album we on today, man, is Dr. Dre's, what we call this, his third album, right?
No, he claims it's his second.
This is the second, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because he had the aftermath.
Yeah. We gonna
Dynamic fail.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so contagious.
That song was a hit record. Truth Hurts, that was a big record. Now I don't think that was on there.
Been there, done that. It was been there.
Yeah. But this is Dr. Dre Chronic 2001. It dropped November 16th. I was gonna say 2019. In 99, man. So Big Hunt.
Yeah.
Give us the rundown of some albums that came out in 99.
Eminem, the Slim Shady album, The Roots, Things Fall Apart, Most Def, Black on Both Sides, Mobb Deep Murder Music, BG, Chopper City, that's Kelz boy, Jay-Z Volume 3, Missy Elliott, The Real World, Method Man, Redman, Blackout, Ja Rule, Beanie Betty Vici, Snoop Dogg, Top Dog, Eve, Let There Be Eve. And one thing I never noticed this, that Nas put 2 CDs out in 99, I Am and Nostradamus. I guess he took that from DMX.
Yeah, Nostradamus is one of the worst albums I ever heard in my life, by the way. And I like Nas.
I Am was okay. That was what was that song that used to make fun of, man? Owe Me Back.
Shorty, what's your price? I can back it up.
Your rent.
I bet you sometimes Nas look back at his catalog like this.
Man, that was a big crossover hit, big radio hit. I'm sure the money was right.
Yeah, it's an interesting year though. That was
a big radio song, Kel?
Yeah.
Heck
yeah.
On me like rent?
Yeah, with Genuine in 99, 2000.
You gonna have Timberland? If you gonna have Timberland producing Genuine on it, you gonna make that a single.
I got you.
Yeah, man. So in the year 1999, what was going on with you, Kelz?
I was living with my dad still. I just got out of college for a little bit. I was still working at Iraq with Maine. The one thing I do remember about November 99 is I just got a new car because someone here tried to almost ruin my other car by the name of Big Hunt all over Jamocha Shake.
What?
Yeah, that was, man. Come on, man. I was drinking Mad Dog 2020.
So you did that to yourself. Nobody told you to drink Cisco and Mad Dog.
So Kev, they gave us free milkshakes.
No,
put the milkshake down.
True story. So we hanging out and we end up going to the Arby's.
It's like 1 a.m, I think, man.
The Arby's at Euclid and what's the hill?
260th, yeah.
260th in Euclid, and we there, and it wasn't 2 a.m, and we had just started. It was pretty early, and Hunt goes, "You ever had a Jamocha Shake?" And Jermaine and I, we sit in the car, we're like, "No, we don't want a Jamocha Shake."
Oh man!
So we get to the front thing, and so it's this kind of not so pretty girl at the front thing, and so then I'm like, all right, hey, and I'm talking to her. I'm like, hey, my boy has never had a Jamaican shake, ever. You think you can hook us up with one? She was nice enough to do it. I was charming. She gave it to us. Later on that night, we got down to the flats. We getting out the car. He didn't drink nan one sip of the Jamaican shake. He stepped on. He pretty much stepped on it in the front seat of my car.
Gosh.
I totally forgot it was down there, man. I thought my recollection of it is we asked for some free stuff, and she was like, "The only thing we have for shakes is Jamaica shake." I was like, "All right, we'll take that." That's what I remember. But
but at the end of the day, it don't really matter because you didn't drink it. You stepped on it and spilled it all over the seats. Not on the seats, all over the floor. Now, listen, the only reason that you did not ruin the man carpet is because he had the liner in the back. Like, you just sitting there stepping, standing in it, sitting all in it, shoes all in it.
But here's a good thing. Y'all work for Enterprise. So you get to go clean the car out like this.
We did have really good cleaning products.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. So, Hunt, what was going on with you in 99 besides Jamaica milkshakes?
A lot of stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie, man. A lot of stuff like that, man. It was I was going to Cleveland State here and there, but I remember like being in Cleveland State, getting a call. Hey, man, let's go to the Hard Knock Life Tour, up in class. All right, see you going to. It was just a lot of kicking it that year, man. It was a lot of partying that year, man, and it was a fun year, man. But it wasn't a focused year for me, like that.
What about you, man? What was going on with you?
To be honest, I think that would have been my second year out of school, and that would have been the time when, not that I was falling out of hip hop, but starting to work so many hours. Where Kelz will tell you, working 50, 60, sometimes 70 hours a week. Like, I felt like, okay, it's a point where I just didn't have time. I was starting to. I knew albums was coming out. I was listening to them here and there. I had the Jay-Z and all that stuff like that, but like work, it was nothing but work. And when it was time to go out and kick it, we darn sure and everything made sure we made the best of it. Whether it was going to Carabana, I think they still had the OSU block party and everything at the time. But I ain't gonna throw him on. I ain't gonna throw him on.
Don't tell that story.
I would say that for another day. Kelz got the right color on that blue. You got the right blue on. You got that right color on for Big Hunt. But I ain't gonna throw him on.
I didn't know we were staying the night, man. Okay.
Stop it.
But we go out and kick, I would always like we got like a hotel. I would always like ass Hunt. I would always wake him up. I'd jump on him like, get your big ass up.
Yeah, dropping his elbow on me like he Macho Man or something. I'm glad you acknowledged that, man. That you did that a lot.
I stand on like the dresser in the hotel room, dive across the room, drop that elbow on him. Get your big ass up.
Y'all ridiculous,
man.
I
had to make it. Hip hop was in my life or whatever, but it was working hours, so it was about having fun with the guys and cherishing the time when I had that opportunity to hang out with them.
Yeah, for sure. That year for me was what I call my transition year. That's my junior year at Wright State. So my sophomore year is when I really kicked it way too hard. I don't know if you remember this, man. When I got that actual letter in the mail talking about I was on academic probation and I was scared to show mommy.
You was like, hey man, it ain't like high school. Like, you just gotta tighten it up. You gotta tighten it up. But it's funny you say that, because also too, that's where like you would be sending me CDs and stuff like that, like trying to keep me hip to what was going on and stuff like that. Because I felt like you kind of knew, like, oh man, this was. You still listening to stuff that was out in 93, 94. So let me try to keep you relevant with what's going on. But I knew that 2001 was coming out, though.
For sure. And another thing about my junior year that I wanted to mention, man, like that was like a big transition year for me. And I just really thought I figured out college. I figured that, if you just study basically 2 hours a day. You take 2 hours a day and you just study everything. There will be no more cramming. There will be no more all-nighters because basically you know everything because they tell you everything that you need to know. This isn't like high school where it's just, hey, anything's going to be on there. Basically, you know exactly what's going to be on each test, when each test is going to be. Just study a little bit every single day and you'll be fine. And I realized that very early on in my junior year, like my grades started going up, I was fine. And I call that year the year that I bounced back to my real self as opposed to just basically about to flunk my way out of school.
That's interesting you mentioned that because it was a lot of EA was making a lot of niggas fail out of school.
Right, yeah.
Madden,
that's why they
the
need to stop
PlayStation,
making
and
football
live.
sport.
Oh man, shoot. So something else I wanted to ask y'all, man. So man, you touched on it a little bit, man. You knew that Chronic 2001 was on its way. Since you weren't like in the loop like you used to be, what made this album something that you wanted to make sure you were there for?
For me, thinking back to that time, it was a couple of things. You know, it was one that it was the Dre. Like y'all gonna have another show about the aftermath and all that other stuff or whatever. But this was the Dre coming back with Snoop for me since the day with the Chronic and stuff like that. So I knew Dre was coming back. You gotta remember Snoop had went through some stuff and then he was on No Limit and stuff like that. So it was, to me, it was the excitement of Dre and Snoop being back. Eminem was popping and everything at that time. So I was like, okay, you know, you're gonna take Dre, you're gonna take Snoop, and you're gonna put Eminem and everything all in the mix as well too. So it was nothing but that excitement and everything. But for me, you're gonna have like that you know the pound was gonna be on there too. So I was pumping everything forward. That Chronic 2001.
What about you, Kelz?
You know what, man? I still don't remember if because that was when me and Maine was like always together. So if I knew it was because of him, because like he said, it was just a lot of, like he said, it was a lot of long hours, and then when you drink Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Hunt?
If I'm not mistaken, there was anticipation. You heard about it. You knew that Snoop had did some stuff on Top Dog with Dre.
Mm-hmm.
There was rumors of them, of Dre coming out with this CD. It didn't work how it worked for Snoop financially at No Limit, but it didn't work how we wanted it because we didn't
Right.
like the Snoop and the Beats by the Pound sound. But his songs with Dre was like on that CD was like a little okay, maybe they gonna can do something. So then remember Suge Knight released a Chronic 2000.
Yeah.
So it kind of pushed Dre's back a little bit, I think. And then like Jermaine said, he was popping with Eminem. So we was all ready to hear it. We all was going to buy it. So we were definitely ready for a Dr. Dre CD.
Yeah, I was big ready. I was working at the campus radio station, and me and all my guys that had different radio shows, we always was in competition with each other who would go get the CD first. We would run over to Best Buy on Tuesdays and get it. And my show was on Tuesday, so I was able to play the newest songs first of the week. And like that costs a lot of money because you out here buying back in those days, you can buy the clean version and the dirty version but for yourself, clean version for the radio station. But what I was doing, I was buying the clean version, and that was when Napster was popping and LimeWire and stuff like that. So I was downloading it then to get the dirty version for the car, and I had the clean version for the radio station, man. So those were like some big moments right there, playing songs like Explosive and Still D.R.E. before they was really popping like that. People calling the radio station and saying play it again, like that excitement that you actually get from working in radio. So I was super pumped for the Dr. Dre to return.
Quick question, Kel. So they wasn't giving you had to go buy it and play it?
Just like we didn't get everything.
Okay.
Like sometimes we would get like singles and stuff like that. Like we would always get singles. Like we had a good relationship with the Def Jam folks, so we was getting all the Jay-Z stuff. Like I can't tell you how many copies of Ja Rule, Vinny Vinny Vici we got. We got so much of that. We got the Rush Hour soundtrack. We got so much of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You used to send me mad Def Jam albums. Mad.
The Onyx with Shut 'Em Down on it had the Shut 'Em Down remix with DMX. Like we would get tons of stuff, so much stuff. But like this the underground stuff or like the harder West Coast shit from like Interscope, we was just not getting our hands on. Like it's just a relationship that we didn't have. So in order for us to play it, you had to go ahead and dip into your old pockets and spend it. Like I remember buying like the Alcoholics when they had a little run and everything like that. Like I bought a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So y'all fellas ready for a little trap about no, before we up to that, man, I wanted to ask y'all, man, what do y'all actually remember about Dr. Dre leaving Death Row, forming Aftermath, that little hiatus that he had? What do y'all remember about that?
Leaving Death Row, forming Aftermath.
Yeah. What are y'all recollections on that?
Man, for me, man, I feel like I totally understood why. I remember I read. This is when I used to read the Source magazine front to back, and I remember Dr. Dre saying he left. He said the stuff was just getting. It wasn't about music anymore there. He said, yeah, he left $100 million company, nothing, but he said he left with a peace of mind. So I felt like, okay, well, who's he going to get now, though?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I felt like, well, I'm wondering who is he going to get now. He always come up with something, but you don't really know. So I felt like he was going to come with something, but when that the Aftermath Presents came, I was just like, it's really not even been there, done that. It's a safe song. It's not a. I think the dance at the end was better than the dance was better than the song at the end. So, yeah.
You know what though, Hunt? I think that maybe part of it may have been, and this is the point where a lot of us still thought that probably Dre was a rapper too and was writing his verses because people weren't super into the ghost thing or knew about it. So I think that might have been the issue too, is that with him leaving like the Death Row, who was gonna write the rhymes? Because he had to start all over. So I think that might have been part of it, just thinking about it.
Yeah, for me, obviously growing up with y'all, I was hip to Dr. Dre, the Chronic album, so I was hyped for the Aftermath project. I was there. I bought it day one. I'm still in high school because that came out in like 96, 97. And I listened to it and I thought to myself, this ain't it. This ain't it. And it goes to something we talked about on previous pods, man. We don't want our artists to change. Like that whole song, Been There, Done That, it was him trying to walk away from the gangster music that he did and made him Dr. Dre and made him a lot of money and made him famous and everything like that. But this album wasn't that. And he was trying to grow and it just wasn't it, man. Nobody wanted to hear anything from that album. I believe they had another song on there, East Coast Killer, West Coast Killer. Be Real, Nas was on there. I mean, shit. Remember he did the Firm album. It just wasn't Dre. It just wasn't the Dre that we wanted.
Firm album was okay.
It's funny you say that because his wife is the one who said after those attempts, you need to go back to the gangster stuff. He said it was his wife telling him, you need to do what you do. You do this best, do that. So
I think Kevin hit it right on the head. Like artists have to grow. You can't listen to an artist, the stuff that he or she raps about when they first come out. Can you imagine if they rapped about the same stuff for 5, 10, 15, 20 years? The stuff that we like now is not the same that we liked back when we was younger. So they have to grow and expand and grow and get better. Now, the other aspect of it, I never had the Aftermath album. And if I did, it was because he sent it to me in the mail. Okay? I would always get boxes of CDs. I still have some of these CDs that he used to send me that have never been opened or whatever. But I think one thing is, I think it was Kelly who just said the Firm wasn't that bad. You need to go listen to Firm Biz, and then you come back and tell us that wasn't bad.
Man,
I'm
okay.
firm
Hear
biz
me
to
out.
you, baby.
Hear-
Firm biz.
that's
No,
awful. Firm biz
no
is awful,
doubt.
man. But I'm
Hold
pulling
on,
it
hold on.
up
I
right now.
get it. Like, hey, you know what? I think when he like, hey, you know what? I'm left. Like what Hunt said. Hey, you know what? He got that environment. I'm leaving this environment. Let's be honest. He was the main person. I didn't want to see him go. Snoop had, you know, I still wanted to see him with your Tupacs and all that stuff like that. So it's been some years removed, so I can't remember all of it. But I was disappointed to hear him go. But then also too, the flip side of me was like, hey, you know what? He did it before. He can do it again. Aftermath and the firm wasn't quite where it was at, but in the long run or whatever, he did turn around. And it's funny that Hunt say that he read that, hey, it was his wife who was like, hey, okay, this is what you do. This is your sometimes you need somebody else or your significant other to tell you like, hey, okay, you need some tough love, or you need somebody that is not around you that's telling you what you want to hear and telling you what you need to hear. This is what you're good at. And then I feel that's where when we get to 2001, that's where it was at.
You still looking at that Firm album, Kelz?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because he going track. He going
I apologize, man. I just
That shit is awful.
because you know what's funny? Now I look back at it. I think Foxy Brown's Bad Math song, Firm Fiasco, is probably the only song that's probably
Phone tap was
exactly
good.
with
in
Bad Math.
phone tap.
That's another day. But yeah, that like that because you do like it. You like you sitting there like she's spitting, and then you realize, hey, I went to college and this math don't add up.
That's bad. Awful, man.
Man, I did want to touch back on that, what you talked about artists having to grow. I don't necessarily think that's true. I mean, we want people to grow, but ultimately, when they do grow into that new person that they become, people don't like it, man. Like, when people go see the Rolling Stones, they not there to listen to their new music. They want the hits. And just like, you know what I'm saying, I'm a big Jay-Z fan, but I know so many people that like Jay-Z, but they don't listen to anything after the Black Album because it's not the Jay-Z that they want. Like, they don't want to hear him talking about business ventures and buying paintings and then selling them and all that stuff, relationship stuff with him and Beyonce and having kids. People don't want to hear that, man. People, when they fall in love with an artist, they want them to remain that artist forever and deliver that type of music.
But I disagree with you as far as for like the Rolling Stones. All the Rolling Stones music don't sound the same. All the Chili Peppers, all the Beatles. Beatles is a perfect example. The Beatles did not sound like "I love you, yeah, yeah."
No. I said what I said.
Jay-Z does not sound the same or whatever.
No. What I'm saying, like with the Stones and stuff like that, people want to hear the hits. They not checking for the new music.
Yeah, you might want to. The Stones. I don't even know if they make new music.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, so I would say this. I think in hip hop, you're not allowed to grow.
Yeah, very true.
Hip hop, you're not allowed to grow. I don't know why, but like Maine said, that because think Pusher T is the same Pusher T from Grind,
and then there's people who look at Pusha T. Well, he even said it. He's still talking that drug rap, but then he stopped. Then he said he had to go back to it on his last album because it was like, well, which one do you want? You want it or you don't want it? Which one? Like,
right. Okay.
That's what's up. All right, y'all fellas ready for a track by track breakdown?
Yeah, verse.
Yeah.
All right, man, let's do this. All right, track 1, Lolo. It's the intro. I got Exhibit and Trey D on there. Look at that Dre pull up in one of the West Coast things. Where was you at with it? Man?
Oh, you already this set it off. I listened to it and everything on the way. It set it off. Like first, it come on with the Dolby, the music, like the movie sound. Like so, it take you right into like, oh man, it's like I remember we used to go to the movies and that would be the first thing that came on before the movie started, the Dolby sound. So you already knew the bass and the stereo was gonna be popping. And then you hear Dre pull up, and you hear it's like you right there when you hear it. The shocks and everything from the 6'4" and everything bouncing, and Exhibit is going crazy like they so hyped and everything like that. But that's Dre, and you just hear it like just bouncing.
Maine, that's Trey D. That's not Dre. That's Trey D doing that.
You say what?
That's Trey D from the East Sliders.
And Exhibit. Yeah, Exhibit on there too.
On there.
Talking.
Yeah. But that's Trey D's car. That's what he said. That's Trey D.
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Thanks for the correction. Now,
all
I know is you hit shit bouncing, and that's what counts. Okay, so don't correct me no more because you drank Mad Dog 2020. Now,
Yeah.
Where's you at with it, Hunt?
Man, it's a good interest letting people know I'm taking it back to the West Coast gangster style, man. And Exhibit is jocking hard, boy.
Yeah,
He's jocking hard. But it lets you know what this CD is going to attempt to accomplish. We're going back to the West Coast sound, to the gangster stuff, man. So,
where's you at, Kelz?
No, these guys definitely said it. It definitely let you know where you had arrived and what you were gonna get, and hopefully you were gonna get what you were expecting to get.
All right, so we on the track 2, The Watcher. Basically, obviously, this song is about everything that Dre has seen throughout his career. He's talking about, fallouts with people over money, seeing other crews come and go. He just watching it, counting his money because he the one still in the game. He been in the game since the 80s and it's basically the year 2000, and he's seen so many people come and go. It gets remixed by Jay-Z on Blueprint 2. This beat is crazy. Where was you at with it, Hunt?
Yes, it's exactly what you said. If you really think about what he's talking about in this song, it seems like he's talking about what happened at D.R.E. He was sitting back watching all this stuff, all this gang activity, people dying. Look, man, I just want to do music. I'm here to do music. Y'all can do all what y'all want, man. I'm gonna do my music. I'm gonna count my money, man. I think the rhyme is good. I think Hitman wrote this, or Eminem. One of them wrote it. Eminem wrote this. It's a solid song. I wasn't too big on it though, but yeah.
Where was you at with it, Kel?
I thought it was a really good song, personally. The one thing I took away from it, because I listened to it again today just to refresh myself, and the one thing that it kind of, like you said, if you could picture listening to the song, you get the picture of the guy who's sitting there watching, and the whole thing. The one line that kept coming back to me, because he says it a couple times, is things that change for gangsters. And he says that a lot, and then he goes into the story. So that's what I thought. Like, he was the guy who was watching and pretty much saying, "I'm too old for this gangster shit. I just want to be an old gangster."
Right.
I like that. Where you at with it, man?
I think that's picture perfect, kind of what Kelz said and everything. Is like, hey, you know what? He's sitting there. I felt it like it's a solid song. I like the song. I wouldn't skip the song or whatever. I would listen to the song anytime it come on. It was, to me, it was the rip the Band-Aid off song. Like, okay, we just went all these years and everything. Dre done left. D.R.E. got a little aftermath and firm stuff or whatever. But it's kind of like, hey, let's get it out the elephant out the room early. Here's what happened. Here's what I saw, so on and so forth. And like you said, like, hey, you know what? He's gangster or whatever, but he's not in the. He's also too, like, baby gangster is what I'm saying. Like, he's not in the streets and everything, the banging and all that stuff like that. I've been there, seen that, done that now. So I'm bigger and better and above that thing or whatever. You can still be gangster, you can still be hard, but I don't need to be in the streets and everything, all this fighting and stuff like that or whatever, and the banging aspect of it.
Yeah. All right, so we on the track 3 with Snoop Dogg and Devin the Dude. Fuck you. This was one of them songs that we played constantly at parties at Wright State. Constantly. And the administration would get so mad when we played it because of the content. Obviously, you can get away with songs like this now, but like the misogyny back in the day with music is it's funny listening to it now as a grown adult, man. But where was you at with it, man?
I did. Picture perfect word. It's funny that you say that. Misogyny. This is just straight misogynistic CD. Period. Whatsoever. You know, from the intro with old girl calling him, like I'm sitting there and I'm refreshing myself with it, and I couldn't help but laugh. I'm sure I was laughing and everything back then, the 2001 when I first hear it, where she is.
I'll be your perfect woman.
Right. That is so bad. It's just so bad. I feel like there's no other word, there's no other adjective and everything to say. But you know what? Again, like you go from that to like what I was waiting for. I'm waiting for Dre and Snoop to be back together again. And they back together again on this CD. Is this still one of my favorite songs? So you got Dre and Snoop back together. But to me, who make this song and everything is Devin the Dude. I take Dre again. He can take that's not he. Devin wasn't from his crew, but the same way he took Bushwick Bill and everything a decade before and integrated him into on the Chronic, he took Devin the Dude and everything to rap a lot. And like this is the Devin the Dude song and everything like that right here, who has set it off. And then like this, I'm like, this CD ain't going nowhere but here, but up from here. But Devin set this song off for me.
Where was you at with it, Kelz?
Man, he hit it dead on the head. This is Devin the Dude's song. But you know what else you forgot to mention? When Snoop goes, you go, oh, Snoop Dogg's back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
this is you like, oh shit, Snoop Dogg back. This is
like Snoop on this too. But
yeah. This is doggy style Snoop Dogg. This is Death Row Snoop Dogg, not No Limit Snoop Dogg, because they were totally two different people. And this is when this before Snoop turned into Uncle Snoop, so he's still Snoop, and this is like welcome back.
Where was you at with it, Hunt?
So there's this requirement, like if you're going to be with Dre and Snoop. Of course, I have 3 beautiful daughters, but there's a requirement. The question is asked. Do you give an F about a B? If you do, you can't roll with us. You know what I'm saying? And that was NWA's demeanor. That was the Dog Pound's demeanor, and they brought that demeanor to this CD, man. This is who they are. This is what they do, man. From 1998, Devin Dude came out with that CD where he's sitting on the toilet reading.
Yeah.
And he was bubbling from that, man, because when you talk about demeanors, a funny demeanor, man, that's a cat with a funny demeanor, man. And he has a good rhyme style, a good voice. Dre he'll seek some of those artists out sometimes that's not on his label. And Devin the Dude is one of them dudes, man. And you know, Snoop came at the end, man. This is who Dre and Snoop is, man. This is their demeanor towards women, man. Always, man.
That's why when he said misogyny, that is the only way you can. The first thing he say is, "I'm gonna bleep myself. I just want a bad bitches for all
the nights I never had."
Now I'm all up in your right off the bat. Full misogyny right off the bat.
Who wrote this one? Do you think Mel-Man wrote Dre's verse?
Not sure. I didn't look.
Said, let Mel-Man hit it. Then Hitman hit it. Damn, bitches.
I'm quite sure Devin wrote and Snoop wrote their own part. I don't know who wrote Dre's part, but
yeah, man, it's a classic song for sure, man. So we on to the lead single, man. Still D.R.E. with Snoop. Now, for sure, we all know that Jay-Z wrote this. Not only according to Snoop, but what's old boy name?
Scorch.
Yeah, it was several people that have confirmed that Jay-Z wrote this, but not only the lyrics, but the hook as well. This was basically like Nothing But a G Thing Part 2, man. This is a classic song, a classic beat. I wanted to ask y'all before y'all opinion on the actual song, man, who gets more credit for the beat? The actual beat or Scott Scorch's piano key part? Because, I mean, I believe that the piano key part is the standout part of the song.
So I saw Scott Storch talk about how they came up with this beat. He said Dre had laid the drums and everything, and he kept playing these piano licks. He said they couldn't find nothing. Dre's like, nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. So he said Dre went to the kitchen to make a sandwich. Then he did, dun, 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 and Dre said, that's it. That's it right there. So I still think the most of production goes to Dre, but that signature sound there, the piano is definitely Scott Storch. It's a co-production.
Yeah.
Co-production, definitely. So while I'm talking, man, I like this song.
Yeah.
Hitman said it's the interview on the internet. Hitman said he was pissed that Dre went and got an East Coast dude. They doing West Coast stuff, man. Why don't you go get this East Coast guy to? I mean, but how can you get mad at having one of the hottest guy in hip hop right now write your stuff? You know what I mean? But Hitman said, man, we got Snoop, we got the D.O.C, we got me. One of us could have wrote it. I get what he's saying, though, but
I mean, that speaks to how good Jay-Z's pen is, because for the longest time, nobody knew that Jay-Z wrote it. Everybody probably thought, all right, man, D.O.C wrote that. Or somebody, or Corrupt wrote it, Eminem wrote it, one of them wrote it. Nobody knew that Jay-Z wrote this song for so long. Where was you at with it, man?
Me, like I'm saying, I think the pianos, they set it off. The piano and everything set it off. And I think as far as for a song with like a video and a single, like there's some songs that come out where there's like a single and you're like, after a while you're like, I'm kind of over it. It's played out or you get tired. I still enjoy this song. I would not skip this song or whatever at any point in time. Like I still love this song and everything. And then as far as for like the rhymes, I think when Dre raps, we kind of know like, okay, yeah, he ain't really writing his stuff. But if it's Jay that wrote it, like it just meshed up so well, going with the piano and the beat and everything, and Dre being able to deliver it all together and everything like that. So,
where's you at with it, Kelz?
Yeah, good song. I don't love it like they do to this day. I still think it's a good song, and I was like we said, like this was the time when you really didn't know that there was a lot of ghostwriting going on. Just thinking about it, but like if looking back now though, what verses Dre has written in his life and what verses he hadn't written in his life. I got a feeling he wrote his verse on 100 miles and running.
It was Steve Stout. Steve Stout also confirmed that Jay-Z wrote this.
Big C Styles. Yeah. Hey, but to throw something in though, as a credit to Jay-Z, man, a great ghostwriter doesn't sound like what he writes. If you listen to Eazy-E's raps that Ice Cube wrote, it don't sound nothing that like Ice Cube would write for himself. You know what I mean? But that didn't sound like a Jay. You know what I'm saying? That didn't sound like a Jay-Z rap at all, if you ask me. So
yeah, not me either. So we on the track 5, Big Egos with Hitman. I noticed this today when I was listening to it one more time, man. It's 45 seconds before the song even really start. Like nowadays, man, you can't get that type of stuff off, man. People ain't patient enough for that, man. But when you dealing with a Dr. Dre production and you in it, you listening to it from top to bottom, you can do that, man. I just think this is a very good album cut. I wouldn't say this was a great song, but it fits the album so far. Where was you at with it, Kelz?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, you're right. It fits the album. It's a skipper for myself. It's the first time I really skipped something on the album. But I won't say anything too bad about it. But you said for the whole song is literally 4 minutes long, and you got a minute of just intro or
Yeah.
whatever. I just didn't think it. I don't think it was great. It's not something that I would listen to regularly now.
What about you, Hunt?
all right, here it goes. Right. So this is a good album filler.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good, clean beat, man. Real good. This Scott Storch said this is the first song that he worked with Dre on this CD. But the problem with with this CD, man. I'm gonna have to say it because here's the first time we hear Hitman, man. Problem I have with this CD is Hitman. I don't think that this is a classic like we thought. I hope I'm not jumping ahead, but I don't like Hitman. When he rhymes, I don't know where he's from. I can't tell who he is as a person. He has no charisma. He really has no personality. He did he did decent on this song, but I really, really wish that this had been the game. This had been the game rapping these songs where he rapped. Man,
I don't think Game was even rapping yet.
Yeah, he wasn't, man. He probably was laid up in that in the hospital after being shot and everything. But I feel like Hitman don't bring nothing to the party, man. Like he does a lot of safe raps, man. He sounds real proper. Like I don't know if I guess he's from LA, but you can't really tell, man. Like I think that he just misses the mark, man. Like he gives me nothing in his rhymes to really look forward to, man. And I think, my opinion, he's the problem with this CD, man. But overall, I think this is a good, safe song. But I have a big problem with Hitman, man.
Where was you at with it, man?
With me, like I said, I think I won't skip the song, but I'm not trying to track the song down to play. Oh, let me throw that on. It's a song where if the CD's playing or it's streaming while I'm cleaning up the house or something like that, I'm not gonna go skip it. It's just gonna play through or whatever, But I'm not tracking. Like if I'm rolling somewhere, I'm not looking at. Oh, let me throw Big Egos on. I would, and you know what? If it's not on the CD, like if the Chronic 2001 got re-released and this wasn't on the CD, I'm not gonna miss it. I'm not gonna boast and be like, oh, I got the original version with Big Egos on it. No, I'm not gonna miss it. It just like in your movie, what your boy say? Oh, that gets no play in this ride. Hey, it's on the CD and keep it pushing.
That's what's up. So we on the track 6, a song that nobody will ever skip, ever. Explosive. Yeah. This is my favorite song on the album. I'll tell y'all a quick story. This week when I was listening to this, I got to this song and I forgot how dope it was. So I have this feature on my show called the Noon Throwback, play all the throwback songs and everything like that. So I tracked down the explosive, clean version. Corrupt's verse is not on there. Because it's so explicit.
Right. You can't put it on there.
Right.
So then I'm like, all right, let me hear the rest of the song. The rest of the song is so explicit, it's a waste of time. So I didn't even play it. So I just got the instrumental so I could talk over it, man. Like, this song is so great, but it's just like track 3. It is, ooh, doggies. Where was you at with Explosive, Kel?
Man, I think, like you said, but you mention it's the first time Nate Dogg shows up. When Nate Dogg shows up on the hook, like this is one of those songs, man. And man, you remember this when we used to have that house on Rocky River and we would go to that bar with everybody. If this song came on,
yeah,
it was still a party. It's one of those songs, man. I think you could be in the squarest party ever and put this song on, and people gonna nod their heads. Some people gonna get up. Some girls gonna twerk, regardless of age.
Where was you at with it, man?
With this, you already know. As far as for this, I can't even begin, and I will never be able to do this. For me and my heart, the justice to this song, how great and everything it is to me. As far as for like where the beat and just in the hook, and then just listening to like with Corrupt coming in right off the bat, like to me, like it's like a anger and like I'm back with Dre, I'm on the Dre cut. Like I feel like he has so much anger like built up, like somebody had for years been telling him, hey, you got no rhymes, you can't spit, like, and he was like, I'm about to show you. And it's like it is so explicit and angry, like it gets you fired up, and he just spits and everything on it. And then after he spits, he's like, okay, where do you go from here? Like, you can't play catch with, you can't play catch on this song. Like, where you go from here? Who follows this up? How do you do this? And kudos to Dre. Nate Dogg slides in, and it's no fall off. How do you come with corrupt on the first lyrics on this song, and then you follow it up? Whose mind said we about to follow that up with Nate Dogg, and it's no fall off, no fall off. It's just straight and everything, like straight to Nate Dogg. It to me and everything. I don't want to say masterpiece, but masterpiece right here. The only thing that takes away of it, it may be a fall off that little third verse, but still I like that verse and everything.
I like that verse.
I still like that verse and everything as well too. But this right here, I have no critique whatsoever where I can knock anything on this song.
Big Hunt.
Man, so I didn't get the CD yet. It was just came out. So Jermaine called me and told me that there's this song that has the same beat as Little Kim's song, Queen Bee. So I was like, all right, so I got the CD and everything. Now, here's what I personally believe. This is where, like, Corrupt, and as he called her, Inga, okay? Remember he was in that interview referring to Foxy
He about to come with conspiracy theory.
No. But this is where he put that album out in 99. He was dogging, Foxy Brown. He sounded mad at women, and I think he was probably mad at Foxy, man. But this is, if you ask me, this started the decline of Corrupt, man, because his verse is solid, but it wasn't as lyrical as it was previously. It was just a lot of cursing and stuff, and this is kind of who Corrupt kind of turned into, man, like a more lazier rapper, not as lyrical. It's still a good verse, but it's not the doggy dog world Corrupt. You know what I'm saying? It's not the Corrupt from the past. But and here comes Nate Dogg, man. It always makes it funny. You got this guy with this mellow tone singing, and what he says, man.
Right.
What he says is always real funny, man.
He makes this song.
I think this is a good beat. It's a great beat, and then with the bells and stuff in the back, man. But this guy, who is that, 6'2", that ends off the song?
Yeah.
Could have left him off, but
I agree. Like the whole thing with Nate Dogg, like again, back to misogyny. This right here is pure misogyny in this song right here. And one of my favorite parts and everything is it's probably got to be like impromptu. Like it's right around the 1 minute mark when he talk about 6 Deuce Impala, and you can hear like he goes, and somebody mimic the. Oh my God! Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Erykah Badu, she used this same sample for Bag Lady. Hunt, you sent out the original version. Now, first time I heard that version, I was in North Carolina on a road trip with the homies on a Clue tape with So that's the first time I heard the remix or whatever the original version of Explosive.
There's a Shabba Ranks version. Yeah.
Is it?
It's on that CD file I gave you. Look it up on there. It's on there. Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out. So then we on the track 7. What's the difference with
Hold on, did you get Kelz on there? Did Kelz talk about that?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
We on the track 7. What's the difference with M and Exhibit? Now, I'm just skip to it, man. Exhibit verse better than M. Exhibit verse is crushing it. I think if Exhibit was featured on this album a lot more, it would be classic, without a doubt. Like I kind of feel the same way you do about Hitman, Hunt. If you put Exhibit in his places, you got something that people will be talking about just as much as the original Chronic. Where was you at? Well, what's the difference, Kelz?
You can, if you took this song and cut Dr. Dre off in his Eeyore verse, it's like Eeyore decided to rap. But yeah, it's got it's lacking charisma, we'll say. And then like once Exhibit and M make, but this is a song I always listen to it, but during I would cut my toenails during the Dre verse if I could, if I was. That's just the easiest way to describe how this is 100 mile and running Dre right here.
It ain't that bad. I think M gave him a good verse. He just wasn't sold on the delivery.
Yeah, delivery was bad. Your pizza showed up cold and then with no thing on the top, so the cheese is all on top of the thing. That's how bad the delivery was.
Where was you at with it, Hunt?
I like the beat and everything. I like that like horn popping in the back. I like Exhibit's verse. But Dre's verse, man, I don't be liking those like verses that people be like, yeah, man, when I was with Easy, yeah, I was that dude. And remember me back then? I don't be liking them kind of songs, tell you the truth, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But overall, I don't really care for this song, man.
Really?
Nah, I don't really care for the song, man. I think it's a solid filler, but it's nothing that I ever went to the play. Ever, yeah.
Where'd you at with it, man?
I think it's another one of those like I'm not turning the song off if it comes on or whatever. I agree with the Exhibit. I feel like his verse and everything, well, it did kind of shine and everything on this. And I think it's that time and everything where Exhibit was like a curveball. You know what I mean? He wasn't a top tier rapper, but hey, you know, if he show up on a feature or two, whatever, he's gonna represent and he might make a song or two better on your CDs or your tape or so on and so forth. So this song, I like the song. I mean, it doesn't stand out more than some of the other songs. It ain't a skipper, but again, I'm not racing to go throw that cut on. If it's on, I'm gonna listen to it.
Fair enough. So we on to the bar skit. I was never an Eddie Griffin guy. I never really thought Eddie Griffin was funny. Like the only thing I really remember Eddie Griffin being funny in is his first appearance on Def Comedy Jam. Like, and I probably only thought that was funny because I was a kid and he was cussing. So I really never thought this skit was that fun. I just keeping it real, man. Like Undercover Brother didn't think that was a funny movie. Didn't like Malcolm and Eddie. So like I really just never thought it was that funny. So where was you at with this skit, Kelz?
Man, it was awful, like you said, but
I didn't say it was awful. I just said I never thought it was that funny.
But, you know, the thing is, man, like Eddie, like you said, Eddie Griffin was not one of those guys that you were looking for. But think, as the Chris Rock joke says, there can only be one hot black comedian at a time, and he luckily enough, his was shorter than others. But like you said, like his other interlude when he comes in later is much better.
I knew you would say that. I got that in my notes, by the way. Where was you at with this interlude, Hunt?
Hey man, this is a real scene from a bar. It's how it goes down, man. You know what I'm saying? They, you know, dudes looking over, they notice, and they say, "Well, hey, are they, you know, hey, you good to go or what?" This is a real scene. I liked it. You know, Dre's interlude. These skits always are kind of, you know, they're kind of funny always, man. I like it.
What about you, man?
I'm with Hunt and everything like that. Like I enjoy Dre skits. Dre like it's some comedy that comes with some of these skits and everything that he has on there. So like I get it. Like you say, hey, you don't think Eddie Griffin all that funny, but I liked Eddie Griffin myself personally. Whatever. So but I felt like, hey, you know what? This sound like some shit that happened in the bar.
Q5. Q5.
A Q5. Right? Yeah. So hey, I don't know. I like it.
So that skit leads us into track 9, Lightspeed, with Hunt's guy Hitman on there again. You know, it's the continuation of that skit. Where was you at with it, Hunt?
I like the way it picks up into it makes a complete thought of the two songs. I like this. I like the beat. Hitman though, man. Man, I thought this song could have been a lot better with somebody better on it, man. Like I said, he don't be. It's not that he does terrible or anything, but he gives me no personality, no charisma to him. Dre always has brought people to the table that's full of personality.
Right.
And this is exactly why you didn't have Daz a lot on the Chronic and stuff like that. So he felt it. Like when RBX rap, you wanted to hear more. When Rage rap, Corrupt, you wanted to hear more. This dude, for me, he's just not cutting it, man. But I like this. I like this. I like the beat, and I like whoever's saying the chorus or whatever. I like it pretty much. But Hitman just kills it for me, man.
Yeah, it's an album cut for me. Where was you at with it, Kelz?
You hit it right. Album cut. Not. I think, but I think what you gotta do is like describe the layers. So you got your bangers, good music, your album cuts, your bad music, and your fuck off songs. So this would be like this, like you said, like it's okay music. This is one I might fast forward, depending on the day.
What about you, man?
It's a combination of these guys. Like, I like how it rolls in from the bar, skit, whatever, into the song. It's kind of like mellow, drag, kind of like the beats on and so forth. But it's definitely like, it's not a song that I'm checking for. Like, oh yeah, I'm throwing this on. Whether at the height of this CD, I was never, okay, I got to get to that cut.
Yeah.
And it's, like I said, there's a couple of songs, like, there's songs on here where on some of the other CDs, there's a song or two, like Little Drummer Boy, where I skip over or whatever. Like, I'm not necessarily skipping over this song. Like I said, I'm doing laundry and it's playing in the background. I ain't running to go turn it off. It's playing. It's all right. I know the words or whatever to it. Might nod to it. But, like I said, if it ain't on the CD, I ain't going to miss
it. So we on the track 10, Forgot About Dre with M. This song right here, we played this song so much at Wright State. Like, when I first heard it, like, people couldn't even catch what Eminem was saying. But by like a month after it, everybody knew the words because we played it that much. Another quick story. We have this category at the radio station called Gold Records. So Gold Records are basically songs that will never go away. You will hear a gold song probably once or twice an hour. So in that category are songs like Forgot About Dre, Gin and Juice, Big Pun, Still Not a Player, and like this one as well. So like these are types of songs that stand the test of time that everybody knows, everybody listens to. You're gonna hear it forever, man. Like this song is a forever record, man. And Eminem laced Dre with a dope verse.
Yeah.
Where was you at with it, Kelz?
Man, this is my second favorite song on the album. This is one of those songs that going back to when Maine and I lived, and we would go to that neighborhood bar. This was one of them songs that this one of those songs I always say is I call it Lenny Kravitz. By that I mean Lenny Kravitz is somebody who transcends color. No matter where he goes into a room, your mom, your grandma, your sister, regardless of her race, religion, or creed, is gonna like Lenny Kravitz. That's what this is. 100%.
Where was you at with it, Hunt?
Man, this is an excellent beat, man. The way that they're rhyming on here, man, is very Eminem-ish. You can tell that. Yeah, you can tell that M wrote this beat and everything, man, and like how fast he's saying the chorus, then what he's saying on his verse. But this is a great song, man. I think Dre did a great rap, even though he didn't write it and everything. But I really like how this beat does, man, and how they rap with the beat, man. This is a great song here, man. This is I'm equal with this for my favorite song. Is this an Explosive for me? I think they're like a tie. Yeah.
I think one of the dope rhymes that Dre said was talking about the firm flop. For all y'all that think I turned pop on the firm flop, y'all the reason I be getting no sleep. Like that's a nice bar. Yeah. Shouts out to Eminem. What's up, man? Where you at with it?
With this, all right. So hopefully I make a good analogy. I know me and Hunt, we've talked about this before. So when Notorious B.I.G. made that cut with Bone, like I like how how everybody knows how Bone rapped, the fast, the speedy. Biggie matched them when he rapped on that song. I feel Dre that this song was the same, like except it was Eminem. Like we knew how Eminem and everything rapped, so on and so forth. You're right. He laced him and everything with a bar and flow and everything. But like Dre was trying to match him and everything, the speed, the rap into the beat and so on and so forth with this song or whatever. Okay. And as far as like song, it's not my first or second or maybe third or fourth favorite song on the CD, but it's a very good song and everything on the CD.
Okay, so we on to the next episode. And on this song, I realized there's no Daz on this entire album. I don't know why. I don't know why it was this song that stood out for me. Maybe it's because Corrupt on the hook. You got Nate Dogg closing it out. You got Snoop on it. And I basically realized like everybody with the old crew is here except for Daz. Don't know what that means. Hunt probably knows because Hunt got his ear. Hunt got his ear to Vlad TV. But this is another one of those great classic party cuts. This is also one of the songs that's in our gold category at the radio station, man. Like, I mean, there's nothing really else I can say about it besides it being one of the greatest songs on this album. Where's you at with it, Hunt?
This is a fun song, man. This is a fun song. Snoop is in pocket, man, swinging his hair like Kelly would always say he loved when he said it, man. This is, hold on, man. Let me get this call out the way. Okay. This is, my back, man. Okay. This is it's fun and everything. This song, so you say about Daz. So here's what Daz says, man. Daz says, I forget what CD it was, man. Dre didn't want to mix it down. He said he pulled a gun at Dre, man. Pulled a gun on him and had him mix the song down. So if that's true, this is evidence why he's not. You ain't seen Dre with Daz. None after Dog Pound album. None. Maybe that's why. He said he pulled a gun on him to mix a song down, man. And I don't know, but this is a great song, though, man. Like, just you know, how they're going back and forth. They say a lot of catchphrases on this song, man. And this is a great song, man. After this song is downhill, buddy.
Where's you at?
Downhill like a ski slope, boy.
Where's you at with it, Kelz?
This should be called the last episode. Man, you know what you guys what you guys forgot to talk about? The visuals for this song.
Oh yeah.
It was because that was in our day when we probably hung out in those places. That was when we were strip club guys. Maybe I just indict myself. I was a strip club guy, and that the visuals for this were amazing because you had the ladies kind of similar. If you ever go to Vegas now, you go to clubs and they had the women on the chandeliers coming down to the music. It had all that. It was coming in the women falling. It met the tempo of the music. It was just really good visuals. But this is still my favorite song on this album, 100%.
Man, what's up?
This is my favorite song on the album, and it may be because during that time period, whatever, like you said, I'm not ashamed of the clapping that we used to go to see. So, for hands down, it's my favorite song. Now, you know how much I love Explosive or whatever, but right off the bat, when the beat drop and then you hear Corrupt come in and he's like Snoop Dogg, it set the tone and everything like that. So then now you talk about visuals, whether it's the video that I love the video, and with Snoop Dogg with the perm, angry Snoop Dogg is like I'm back with my dude Dre and everything. I'm back with my dude. pure charisma and pure and everything Snoop Dogg rapping. The other visual, we'll get to this later. The other visual, besides this video, is the extended video just for the Up in Smoke tour concert. When they pull up to the hotel in the 6-4 and you see Dre get out, and then you see Snoop get out with the fro, and then they go and everything to so Snoop can get his hair done and everything like that, and they it picture perfect. Then they go to with the extended video to the liquor store. The liquor store that's getting robbed. And then they got the shootout in the liquor store that's getting robbed. And then they walk onto the stage and the song and everything play.
Hey, man, everyone hasn't seen the Up in Smoke tour.
You probably ain't seen it. We're going to talk about it, but not right now. Not right now. But absolutely, whether it's the video or the Up in Smoke tour and everything play. Hands down.
Another thing I got to mention about this, man, this was the era when everybody was allowed to do the sea walk, and it was okay. Like, I was one of them doing the sea walk to this song. Terrible. So we on the track 12, Let's Get High. Not my cup of tea, this song. I'm not sure if I missed the memo on this song that this was a straight West Coast only song. I don't like this song. Something I hate to do on these reviews is skip songs. But I gotta be honest, I've only listened to this song once this week. For my other 3 listens, I skipped it. So, Kelz, the floor is yours.
It's awful, man. Like, this is, like, it's just, but it's so West Coast. It is only your dudes in your neighborhood on Compton on the corner of Slauson feel this song. That's how West Coast it is. And the hook is so bad. Like, all these niggas and all these yeah, like this you know what this might be? This sounds like a white boy chant party. Where I went to college, it might have been a bunch of white dudes chanting this on a Saturday night. This is not good.
Hunt.
Man, I don't understand why Dre would. You hear about songs that Dr. Dre didn't make the cut. It wasn't good enough to put out. I don't know what he was thinking with this song, man. This Miss Rock chick on here, man. She's like a female hitman. She don't bring nothing to the table, really. Hey, man, this is one of them old school 1992 West Coast beats, with the like little funk in the background. This is not a good. And the chorus is terrible, man. Yeah, it's terrible, man.
Maine, what's up?
You know, I've you guys know me. I've been known to like a fuck off song or two. This is where we start to get to the point where, like, listening to the CD, I literally was getting to the point where it's like, I don't even remember this. So I remember this, all these. So, I mean, it's a fuck off song or whatever. Again, like, if it's playing in the background, I'm probably like, hold on. I'm not saying I ain't going to skip it, but this is where I get the urge to, like, walk to the front and hit skip or go backwards to play something else.
Fair enough. So we just gonna keep it pushing, man. We on the bitch niggas. Somehow I think Kelly likes this song.
Well, I will tell you this. I don't.
Why? Why? I like this song. This is a very relatable song.
I understand why you would think I would like this song. But yeah, like this is not, to me, man. Like, I'm gonna make a true confession, man. I never listened to nothing past next episode until you told us about this. Because it was so bad to me, man. It was like I just wasn't a fan of this, man. it was like on the re-listen, it still wasn't good to me. It's better if it makes you feel better. It's better than Let's Get High.
I always like this song, man. It's a very relatable song. I really like Hitman line on there. It said, they be around, but when your paper would get low, like Master P said, there they go, there they go. I like that line.
I thought 6'2" said that.
Okay, you probably right. You probably right.
Okay. Because I need is Hitman on this song? Yeah. At the end, right?
Where was you at with it, Hunt?
Man, no, like you hear the term a Dre beat for the past. Let's Get High and this song. I'm not hearing the Dre beat. I'm not hearing the hey man, bring me Scott Storch in, man. Give me something, man. Like I think the beat is too slow. I think look, man, Hitman, he's on this song, right?
Yeah.
He's right. He's not a feature. These two dudes is not a feature. They're not feature MCs, man. They're not feature MCs. And I remember listening to this, and I was like, man, one more song, I'm gonna take a classic sticker off this CD, man. If it continues to go downhill like this, man. But it seems like after next episode, I don't know, man. I don't know who was producing these songs, I guess. I don't know. He was giving Mel-Man, hey, man, you finished the CD. Seemed like Dre walked out the room and said, you finished the CD, man. I don't know, man. Nah, I'm not with that song, man.
Time out.
Here we go.
Here's where I have a problem, Hunt. Is as much as you talk about how great motherfucking Dr. Dre is and how he makes these cinematic albums and his albums are an experience. You need to explain to me where like you right now you're saying he don't get you can't take away from Dre on this bullshit he put out. This isn't fucking good. And we'll talk about a little later in where we're going, but yeah, like this isn't good, man. That what you essentially did was your daughter walked into the room, she spilled her cereal on the rug, and she's like, "Well, the dog barked." What the hell the dog barking got to do with you dropping the cereal on the rug? Not a damn thing.
Hey man, some of these songs aren't good coming up, man. I'm just
man, where you at?
You can't knock it out the park all the time.
Listen, the only way I can explain where we're going, because I do not want to be repetitive for the last 6, 7 stuff. Because I
got it. Don't worry, I got it.
You're gonna ask them, come back to me. I'm gonna say the same thing. You're gonna ask them next track. I do not want to be disrespectful and be repetitive to the podcast and have y'all think I'm saying the same thing over and over. But if this where we getting into right now is where we getting into troubled water. Okay, we getting into the point, and y'all know I love this. This my guy, and I love. This is a top heavy CD.
Very.
Top heavy CD is front end heavy with good songs and some bangers. Back end is no redeemable qualities. This is the part when you at a concert, you going to get a hot dog or a beer or something like that with the songs that's playing moving forward on this CD for me.
Oh, I think this is for everybody.
Like this is this CD right here. We'll talk about it in a second, how it was Hunt's fault. But if it was at the concert, a lot of these songs was getting mixed in early. They didn't go track for track at this concert. They was mixing some of these songs in early between some of the bangers and everything like that to keep the concert and everything going. And or they didn't make the cut.
They didn't make the cut.
I was about to ask you, did they play these songs on the concert?
Not on
well,
this.
We don't know now, do we? But
you got the DVD.
But I know it'd have been a lot of popcorn eaten on the second half of this CD for me at a concert if they was playing some of these songs.
Don't think they made the cut. So I had that in my notes to start lumping a lot of these songs together. So and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna lump the car bomb skit and the murder song together because they flow together. Now, what I will say about that, this 2 tracks are left field. This has absolutely nothing to do with everything else that goes on with the album. Outside of that, the song sucks. So, anybody else got anything they want to add to those 2 tracks?
Man, I just want to say, man, hey, the car bomb skit was terrible. The Murder Inc. That's terrible, man. See, yeah, Dre is my guy. I think he's the greatest. But I call stuff down the middle, man. I'm gonna call this part of the CD is terrible, man. It's terrible, man. And these people that look, but it could have worked if he had some MCs that was memorable. That they had some crews with some personality and charisma. If the game was on the second part of the CD, I know he wasn't discovered, but let's say he had him.
You like 20 years before Game.
Huh?
You like almost like a whole decade before Game.
No, I'm like 3 years before Game.
You sure?
But I'm just giving an example.
Like
No, like I'm giving an example that
of somebody with
kind
style.
of people that the kind of the sound that he has, the people that Dre usually bring to the table. These people are just not cutting the mustard, man.
Fair enough. So we on the Eddie Griffin second skit, Education. Kelz, what's up?
Hey man, this nigga's kicking facts.
Her mama.
Right. As we've all agreed on that Eddie Griffin was not a top tier comedian, and you're in my opinion, Kev.
Yeah.
He is kicking some facts that I think you can apply today, so you can apply to tomorrow. But now that we older, this is one thing I always say is that like everybody can get married once and it not work out and get married a second time. But if it don't work out, you don't need to get married no more because you either a bad picker or it's something wrong with you that you don't know. And that's what this is kind of summing up right here, in my opinion, is like you knew what you was getting into, so don't blame the dude. But as Maine would say, it was pretty misogynistic.
Anybody else want to add anything to Education skill with Eddie Griffin?
I agree. I agree with what he's saying. I mean, like Kelly, I agree with what he's saying. Like that stuff can happen, and you know, she messed around, wanted to have a baby, and then the dude probably seen her at the club, got mad, and spit his gum on her. I mean, that's what people spit their gum on people at, you know. What do you think, man?
Hey, depending on what she said,
I didn't hear you.
Depending on what she said to him, like if she said something to him along the lines of "How you like hanging out with my ex boo," then maybe that's why he spit on her.
That's what I'm like.
Moving on to track 17.
That's basically like, hey, you know, when you kiss me, you just like, I mean, y'all going south right now.
Keep this shit on the rails. I'm trying.
Right, y'all spiraling out of control.
Man. So I will say this about track 17, some LA niggas. I used to like this song. I used to think this was a good crew song. Listening to it now, there's only one dude on there that can rap. Well, 2 dudes on there that can rap. Exhibit and MC Ren, and MC Ren don't even rap on the song. Does anybody have anything to add?
It was good to hear King T, that's all.
King T. I give you that. I still kind of like the song. I would listen to it or whatever. But I think it's also too, I don't know if it's because I think it's a good song, or is it we just hit some murky water where I probably would have maybe had skipped some cuts and been like, oh, okay, this I can deal with this song.
Right? I like the beat. The beat is crazy. I like the beat on there. Man. So
ow. They crashed the car on the back end.
Man, we're gonna wrap this up real quick. We got the pause for porno, we got housewife, we got act right, we got bang bang, the message outro with Mary J. Blige and Rail. Does anybody have anything positive to say?
I would say on the message, Dre had to get that off his chest about his brother. That's it.
But I will say this: is Hunt made the Hunt made a great point, man. Hitman and that lady, they murdered.
That lady.
But now that I really think about what he said, because I wasn't just gonna co-sign it in the beginning, but he was right, man. Hitman and that lady murdered the back end of this album.
Yeah, man.
But at the same point, if you always give Dre all this credit for his greatness, and you say like, well, what if this guy would have been in here? But if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
Hey, man, you can't knock it off the park every CD, man. That's all I'm saying,
Man, do you have anything to add to the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tracks? Got anything?
I mean, I'm gonna say this. How long has this CD been out? Since 1999?
Yeah.
I've heard the message, and some of these other songs, except for Bang Bang. I listened to everything a couple times. I've heard some of these songs on the back end of this CD less than 5 times.
Yeah.
In life.
Yeah.
I still had the CD. When I pulled this track list up on the streaming, I literally, before it started, I was like, oh, he had a song with Mary J?
Yeah, and I said the same thing.
What? Like, some of these songs, I didn't know it was this many songs. Or after we got past next episode and I kept scrolling, I didn't know it was this many songs that came after. So no, I got nothing to say about the back end of this.
Okay, so for the hard-hitting question, man, you talked about it earlier, man. It's top heavy. It's top heavy with bangers and good album songs. Murky water in the middle, and then the back end is a total train wreck. So how does that compute to a classic album? Does it still hold up to be a classic album, or is it just a very good album?
That, I think that would be something where me personally, I'll have to meditate on just a little bit, because I think it's a very good album, a very good top heavy, front heavy CD album with some classics.
Yeah, it's got classics on here.
Not the CD being a classic. It has multiple classics, but the multiple classics don't make it a classic. It's like if you like boxing. Here's an analogy. You watching a boxing match. It's 12 rounds. Dude has 4 phenomenal rounds. He don't win the fight. He just had 4 phenomenal rounds. He could have knocked the dude down or whatever, but he don't win the fight. He didn't win the fight. Dre didn't win this CD don't win the fight. It had numerous classics on it. And then it spun off that. And I think, let's say, you take people hear those classics, and then they say, oh, the CD is a classic. And then they hear those, they see the videos, oh, that video, the nostalgia, oh, classic. So then they put 2 things, those singles and those videos, and envision the CD being a classic. Then you throw Up in Smoke Tour on it if you went to it or saw, or you got the DVD, so on and so forth. Big shout out, Hunt. Bum. Hey, if you got it, you envision it. So you got 3 things, you got multiple things working for you where you like, that's a classic CD. Now you sit down sober, even if you're not sober, I don't care if you high, you smash. You're not gonna say track for track that, okay, yeah, this is a classic. You're gonna walk away still thinking like, oh, that CD got some classics on it. But the CD's not a classic.
I agree. This is not a classic. I have no excuses for it. It's not a classic. It has some. I remember when the CD came out, but it's not a classic, but it has some songs. When this CD was out, you had to know these songs. Explosive, Last Episode, Forgot About Dre. These were like must plays in the car on a constant. When you left work, gotta pop this song in, man. These are constant plays in the car, but this is not a class. It's not comparable to Chronic 1. It's too many, man. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4.
About
5,
eight bad. It's about 8 bad
6.
songs on here.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, it's about 7 or 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That
go with
I'm
an
not.
8.
I don't. And I think it was like an hour and 8 minutes. Man, nah, man. This is not a classic. It's just they have some great songs on here, but no, not a
Well,
classic.
if you break it down, you got Still Dre, Forgot About Dre, Explosive, Next Episode. You would venture to say that a person would say them some classics.
Yeah,
That's why you say it's so front end heavy, like.
yeah.
And then you when you think about a CD, and if somebody say, "Hey man, it had this on it, this on it, this on it," you would automatically be like, "Oh, that's a classic CD." Then you sit down and go through it. You're like, "Okay, it's not."
What's up, Kelz?
Yeah, Maine's analogy I think is the best analogy when he boxer analogy about having a great round and maybe knocking a guy down, but ultimately losing the fight, like Deontay Wilder. But I would say this is that it made me think of something. If you think about a lot of great classic albums we listened to as kids, and the only reason I think about it now is because I was watching the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony last night on HBO. One of
Biggie.
my, one of my favorite bands is the Doobie Brothers, the Michael McDonald Doobie Brothers. And they've got this one album called Minute by Minute, which is probably their best album, great album. It's 37 minutes. Think about the really albums that I think might be great are 8 to 10 songs. The Great Luther Vandross album, the
Yeah.
Great Doobie Brothers album, the Great Nas album. They are there, and I don't know why in hip hop we have all the filler and we need to do something this long. But I think part of it may have been when this was Dre's first album in a long time that he claimed because he didn't want to take credit for Aftermath. But with this being his second album, and I feel like he was like, hey, here, I want to give you a lot of content because I haven't been there for a while. And maybe it missed his ear that it wasn't great content, if what I'm saying makes sense.
I think that's a sign of the times because you gotta think this is also the No Limit era where they're releasing 2 and 3 albums a week, a month, excuse me, and they're all 20 something tracks. Like that. I
Okay.
do remember that. I do remember the era where like everybody had 20 plus songs, or if they didn't have 20 some songs, they had a feature on every single song. Like that was the era of music we were in. So maybe that was something like, all right, man, the standard rate of a CD now is 22 tracks, so we got to make 22 songs, got to make the album. Me and my homie Peanut, when we were reviewing another album, we was just talking about like shit that could go to make this album stand the test of time because that's what that we always come back to these terms like filler song. It's a good album cut. Like, well, for one, man, you got to nix these filler songs. Filler is not needed, man. Nobody needs that type of stuff. I know nobody on here is the biggest Kanye West fan in the world, but something that he did a couple years ago with the Pusha T album, the Daytona,
Great
it was
CD.
7 to 8 songs, and they're like, yo, we gonna condense and we gonna get the best of the best.
That's a
Period.
great
Nothing
CD there.
else. So,
Yeah.
and I think that's something that's done in this era. I don't necessarily think it's done on purpose. I just think they like super lazy. But nobody's making like 4 and 5 minute songs anymore. Nobody's making albums that's more than 15 songs long anymore. Now y'all was supposed to go to the Up and Smoke tour. Why didn't y'all make it to the Up and Smoke tour when it made a stop in Cleveland?
Man, on you.
Here's the thing: we were supposed to go to the Up and Smoke tour. It wasn't a guarantee. It wasn't a guarantee that we was gonna go to the Cleveland one, but we were gonna go to the Up and Smoke tour or whatever. So if I recall, if I'm correct or whatever, I can't remember what city we determined. Okay, here's the one we gonna go to. It wasn't gonna be the one in Cleveland or whatever. We had Task. This is another reason why I'm upset and everything with Hunt. We had Task. Kelly's Task. Hotels. My task, I was at Enterprise. transportation. Hunt, tickets. We all had a task and a duty. I go to follow up with Hunt within the 24-hour period. No tickets. No tickets and everything whatsoever. And I think his excuse was, it wasn't even a good excuse, like he got to work or something like that. It may have been, hey, yep, I got to work. But he didn't have to work on the weekend. He didn't have to work that day and everything at the concert or anything like that. It was a day or two or whatever before he had to. So we've talked about this not for weeks, for months. We had planned out all the tasks and duties or whatever. He had the hookups in there on the hotel room. I had the transportation and everything covered. And any difference or whatever, still we were paying and everything for Hunt. No tickets. No tickets ordered, no nothing whatsoever. We would, if I didn't follow up with him, I would have had a car. He would have had booked hotels. We would have been ready to go, looking for him, thinking that he had took care of his portion of the trip. And nothing whatsoever would have been done. He probably would have, in all honesty, the way he probably would have ghosted us. He probably would, because Kel, if I'm right, I think that's when he stayed in the Carter. When he stayed in the Carter down there off Euclid, that high rise or whatever. You couldn't get in. You can't get in that place if you don't know somebody or whatever. So he probably would have ghosted us.
We would have showed up, and then the gate wouldn't have opened.
Right. So then, obviously, the concert is we hear the concert is good, and we watched the concert and it's legendary. I can't even. I've seen this concert more than I've seen some of my favorite movies. and like he said earlier, it was religion. Hey, it's Friday night. We going out. I'm drinking some beers and I'm watching this. Then I'm going to the club or to the bar. And this was history right here. This is gonna be history. And he ruined it.
So let's see who's all on there. Obviously, Dre, Snoop, Ice Cube, Mac 10, d.o.c, Eminem, Exhibit. It's a lot of heavyweights on there, man.
Devin the Dude with his cameo when he come out. Nate Dogg. And you know, they don't even do this concert and everything justice because you know they edit some of the stuff out of this concert.
Right. Kelz, you got anything to add?
No, man, that's about right, man. I remember, but I just remember how angry Maine would get out of nowhere. Like, Hunt, we could be sitting, I don't know, in Outback, and Hunt could break his Lowry seasoning salt out of his pocket, and then Maine would be yelling at him and be like, "Why you bring that Lowry seasoning salt with you?" And I'm still mad about the Up in Smoke concert.
It will be random.
Like it was like the shit like when you would get in trouble for something and your parents would just bring up some time you did some shit a long time ago. And I still remember that time you didn't take the trash out. It's the same type of shit.
It was history right here. And he
All right, I know this is a tough one for you, man. So if you could only choose one that you could have went to, Up in Smoke tour or Outkast when they were out at Coachella?
Oh, I'm gonna go to Coachella. I'll go to Coachella. I don't know who else. I don't know who else was on the 3-day roster or whatever. But I probably Coachella, that experience and everything. Yeah.
Hey man, you know how I roll when I go out, so you know I'm going to Coachella. I'm about the experience, man.
Yeah. That's two different. That doesn't do this justice. You need to take this and say, hey, this or maybe Jay-Z's blackout tour, his retirement tour, or something like that. or on the run tour, whatever. You can't take one concert and then compare it to a music festival. So yeah, but yeah, you gotta take Coachella and everything all day. I'm trying to be out there and everything with the Molly and the
hey, Molly,
glow sticks, all that.
And a gallon of water.
Try to be out there good with the spiked drinks, all that.
You see, that's where you fucking up. You don't mix your water. You don't mix booze with that stuff. It's just water.
Hey.
Well, shoot, fellas. I appreciate y'all jumping on here, man. Dr. Dre, Chronic 2001. We all agree it's not a classic CD, but it has classic hits on it. That's right?
Absolutely.
Fair enough. Wish we could have got Hunt's perspective on the Up in Smoke tour, but he's taking care of business.
Right. He couldn't even remember what he did with a milkshake. So how's he gonna remember that?
Fellas, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all again.
Thank you, Kev. Later, man.
All right. Peace. All right.